Hello there, it's Darla from DD Design Inc. and today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on some waffle molds that I made. The first one we'll start with is a waffle roller, and it's really simple. You just take some white clay or some scrap clay and a pen that doesn't melt in the oven, and this happens to be the Papermate Eagle brand, and you can get these in a package of like 10 or 12 at Walmart or Target or Kmart. But I know that these are what I use when I make my pens, when I cover them, and they do not melt. Some brands melt, so you always want to test one out in your oven before you go to all that work and making a beautiful pen creation. But anyway, you'll need the scrap clay. I like making things that I can use up my scrap clay. You'll need an X-Acto knife, a ball tool, a roller or pasta machine, an old credit card, and anyway, we've got that. This is what you'll use as the great thickness for making the lines in your clay. Just some other little molds that I've made. We've got just this one, and I always put a little thing on the back. And this is just if you want to make an impression. And then just a little single waffle. Let's see if you can see. A little single waffle. I haven't gotten the back on that yet. And then this one's kind of fun, and in the theme of Valentine's Day, I made a little heart waffle press. And I haven't gotten the back on that either. But this is really neat, and I'll show you how that works and how that makes a really neat waffle. Excuse me. So anyway, but first we'll start with the pen roller. So what you'll do is you'll take your cutting blade and when I roll my clay out, I roll it out on a setting of 1, the largest setting on my pasta machine, because you want it kind of thick, and it's going to seem bulky when you're wrapping the pen, but you need that thickness for the to wrap and make your impressions for your mold. Start with a straight edge there, put it a little bit so it's hanging over the edge, line it up there. I went ahead and I already measured, and I know that it's about 1 3/8 inches around the pen. So I'll make this 2 inches long. You don't need it the full length of your pen, because unless you'd want to, if you can make it as large as you'd like. I'm going to do this just under the 1 1/4 mark there. That's why I like using cutting boards, because you can just you can cut and measure. Okay, so the next thing there's your piece, and this will wrap around your pen. But the next thing you're going to want to do, I kind of like to leave it on there so you can see, starting at the top edge, try and you want to just press your credit card in there with even pressure all the way across. And then also you want to make sure that don't want to go all the way through, but you want to make do it with even pressure. One thing that kind of helps is put it down, even pressure, and then kind of just slide back and forth, but be careful not to go out of the groove. I've done that before. So just make your lines across. And I'm kind of going cattywampus here. And you'll notice too as you make the impression that your clay does stretch a little bit, but you can kind of fix that when you wrap your pen. Okay, and then I take gently, because you don't want to distort your blade or your clay. Kind of lift that. I like to work going this way. And then you do the same thing across this way, kind of keeping your lines at an even increment so that your waffle turns out even. Your little squares will all be uniform, or as close to uniform as you can get. Okay, so I got a little whiter there on a couple of them, but that's okay. So the next thing that you want to do is very carefully lift that off of your table, kind of lightly. I'll do that beforehand, and I'm going to go ahead and cut where it kind of went out of line. I'm going to go ahead and trim those off. Now this next part takes some patience too, because one thing you want when you match up the seams as you wrap your pen, you want to, and my ink is coming off my table. Or my mat. What you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure and this is a little bulky working with this thickness, but it helps prevent from cracking and all of that stuff. But anyway, like I was saying, you want to make sure and match up your waffle lines. So that and this is where you can kind of take your ball tool or kind of press, take the very small end and kind of press that down. But just kind of, and you don't have to bring it all the way together, because what you're going to do, just make them so that they barely touch. Because what you're going to do is you'll run the credit card and just kind of even that line, and that will become one of your little waffle lines. And then kind of just match up, or let's start by going around. You kind of roll around, roll around, you can do this to all of the lines. And it also helps to secure the clay to the pen. And do it around the back side. Anywhere where you see that the lines are kind of shallow, because you want to get a good impression as you roll it across your clay. And you can kind of go around and do that until you've just made a nifty little tool. And when you bake, you will want to bake it on folded paper on an accordion and put that on your sheet in your oven. So now I'll show you what it looks like here. So take this, and you've got your little piece of clay that you're going to make your waffle from. You just, first I would take a paintbrush and I've got some cornstarch here, and just lightly brush the roller with some cornstarch, and you can blow off the extra. There we go. And then you would just take it and start and roll across your clay. And I didn't press hard enough, but you'll get the idea. And then you can just take this and you can roll it, and you can make a little waffle cone. So you get the impressions there. Okay,